God is calling us to be true worshipers. First, we worship. We listen in on a conversation in John 4 where a Samaritan woman is coming to draw water at the well, of course, and Jesus is there and he begins to talk with her about how that he is the living water, that she would never thirst again. And of course, she's interested in that. And then he goes on to give this amazing insight to all of us that God is searching, looking for, seeking those who worship him in spirit and in truth. Yes, that before all of the productivity, God is calling us to worship. He's calling us to that place where we just sit with him and we hear his voice. We listen to what he has to say on every matter in our lives, where we worship him, we exalt him, we are thankful to him. This is the posture that he asks us to take before we do anything else. I am just as guilty as anyone else that I love to put the last line on the to-do list and call it done and call it finished. But there are many things in my life that I have done that and look back and say, wow, it did not have the energy, it did not have the anointing that I really wanted it to be. And it's because I was drawing from a well that might have been half empty at the time. I didn't understand what worship and prayer and all of these things, that the joy, the life-giving well, so to speak, that I could have been drawing from had I went to him and began to worship first. This is such a key to life. I mean, it really is. That just unlocks everything, that makes everything else easy. Whatever our assignment, and I love to talk about assignments and vision and destiny, potential. I love it. And I see it in you and I pull it out so quickly and really even easily. It's easy for me to do those things. But I want to impart this to you first. We worship. First, we worship. You establish that time in the morning where you worship. And sometimes people think, well, I can only worship corporately. No, you can worship alone in the secret place. You can worship alone in your prayer closet. You can worship throughout the day. And I exhort you to. And if you need help on that, then hey, say something in the comments to me. I will give you thoughts and ideas and help you move forward with it. In my book, The Sound of His Voice, there's a whole chapter about personal time worship. And why? Because it's so important. It's foundational in our lives. Absolutely foundational, because God himself said, I am searching for the one that worships me in spirit and in truth. So let this be life to you. Let it be living water that you will never thirst again. First, we worship before we go into our day with every assignment even that God has given us. Think about how important it is. I can't remember the preacher's name from long ago who would say, I have a especially busy day. So instead of 1 hour, I'm going to pray 2 hours because I need the energy and the strength to get through this day. Let us think like that everything that we do with the Lord in worship and in praise, it is literally strength going into our body for every assignment that we have. First, we worship.